Welcome to
Welcome
Tally
to
Talk!
Tally Talk!
It's the podcast to ramble about Tally Hall. I'm your host, Emma, and today's episode is sponsored by two unreleased albums, The Holy Spread, Water, Zubin's Doctor's Office, Extremely Sloppy Productions, Greg's Hedgehogs That Don't Know How to Count Draculas, and I think that's everything. Today, we're going to be talking about Tally Hall demos!
Woo!
Yay!
Yay!
This episode features PowerPoint presentations brought to you by MT64, Project Y.B.T.F.C, Melody McGinley, Amazing PurpleGirl, Extremely Sloppy Productions, Jim's Junk Sale, DryJokePro, SILLYJOOCE, and myself. We also have cameos from Peridot Person, Naif, and Swordbird. Some of us are here together now on a Zoom call, some have sent in recordings of their presentations, and we also have a Discord call at the very end. The soundtrack for this episode is provided by Extremely Sloppy Productions. And thank you for tuning into our PowerPoint night. Be sure to check out the Tally Talks Patreon, and let's get this started.
Hi, I'm Emma. I think people have gathered that by now if they're consistently listening to this podcast. I make YouTube videos under Emma-matronics for Tally Hall specific things, but I also have other channels where I just spout nonsense. But the primary one for Tally Hall stuff is definitely Emma-matronics. Today I'm going to be talking about the demo Yearbook by Tally Hall, 540, and Listed Black. So on this first slide here, I just want to note I found this really ancient image from 2003 of one of the first photographs. I mean, it's specifically really crusty too, but this is Rob and that's Zubin right behind him. But that is how the image initially displayed on hiddeninthesand.com, and I was just very entertained by it.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Alright, so the first iteration of Yearbook was under Listed Black, which was Rob's prior band, where Zubin was on the drums, but I'm pretty sure he did some backing vocals in this song, but I can't decide. I can definitely tell Rob is in there, but when it comes to the really younger voices, I have a hard time. But the harmonies in the song are really cool, and for the kind of instrumental, it's a lot more focused on the guitar. I don't really have the ear to determine if the percussion is in there for Zubin playing it, you know. But yeah, but it's from the Songs About Girls EP, and for these definitely Rob type of songs, it's a very fitting name. The next iteration this song found was under Tally Hall's first band name, 540, or at least one of the early band names. They went as that for a few of their earliest concerts. And they had performed it live at the Freeze Basement, which I feel like if people have listened to the admittedly incomplete demos, they know that for the phone call recording as well as the Another Minute recording. But there was the Hidden in the Sand Christmas dump of 2021 where some other recordings surfaced, including Yearbook, as well as a song called Einstein and an early recording of Just Apathy. Another Minute was also listed as Song About Girl number 3, which I found very entertaining to me personally. But we have this really early version from December 2002. Technically Tally Hall, but called 540, and it's still before Joe showed up. Because I think he was on his way to that concert or something. But yes, but the fun thing between the Listed Black version of Yearbook and the 540 version of Yearbook is there's now some piano, thanks to Andrew, pictured here as another one of the crusty photos I found from 2003. We got Andrew in there with some piano and some groovy synths in the background, and then we also can definitely hear Zubin in the backing vocals. This one's fun to me as well because it's definitely when they're still figuring out their groove to things, and Rob is trying to remember the first part way through, but everyone in the audience is just rolling with him. It's pretty fun. It's a nice recording. Next we have the Tally Hall version of Yearbook as it appears on the Pingree EP. The main thing that has always bothered me about this track on the Pingree EP is I don't know what they did to the audio quality. If you listen to things like, oh, the Taken for a Ride early demo, or any, like, most of the other tracks, they sound much higher of an audio quality compared to Yearbook, and I don't know why. I don't know if it was intentional that they were trying to make it sound, like, low quality, but it just makes me think of like the meme videos when they like really compress the sample rate for it or something. I don't know why. That part is very sad to me. But I do love this track. It has a lot more of a like tally hall sound type to it. It has like a cool like intro and outro with bits of distortion. Has some fun like ruler of everything sounding like chime sound effects. It's got like the groovy synth keyboard, organ type sounds. Got some nice electric guitar and yummy instrumentation, and I'm pretty sure Joe's vocals are in there. But also, again, the quality isn't the greatest, which is kind of sad. I found this recording first, and then I found the other ones later, when I first stumbled across the song in 2021. And I kept listening to it, like, oh, this is so cool, I wish there's a higher quality version. And then I found the listed black one, and I was like, if this recording is older, why? Why does it sound so much better, audio quality-wise? Anyway, that's my random tangent. That's my thing. I don't know why it sounds so crunchy audio-y, but maybe there's a higher master out there somewhere. I hope so. Anyways, with the song, if I had to like fit it somewhere into Tally Hall discography, I was thinking that would be a bit of a fun challenge. I feel like it was fleshed out a bit more. It would fit really well on Marvin's. Doesn't necessarily seem to, you know, squeeze in as well with the themes of good and evil, but I feel like with just the overall sound of Marvin's and other tracks in there, I think it would have a nice home there. Especially with the chime sound effects, I think it'd be fun if it was like right before 13 and had like a specific transition between 13 and Ruler of Everything. So maybe like bridging The Whole World and You and 13 perhaps. I just also really like albums where a bunch of songs kind of like blend together and the instruments like get to swap places and things. So that's kind of my thought there. When it comes to the song itself, I was also looking at the lyrics a little bit and, you know, coming up with a bit of a theory. Granted, it's from an album called Songs About Girls, and so you can generally gauge what you're getting into. But it definitely gives high school vibes for me, because having a yearbook, yeah, when you reach college and stuff, you can still have it. But definitely, I feel like in like, you know, pre-college years when you were in school, yearbooks are a lot of a bigger thing. And you just kind of hold on to that over the summer and through the next year. And it's just kind of too, high school is like a time where everyone's figuring stuff out. Not to say that as soon as you're an adult you have it figured out, but it's definitely a lot more of the high school themes. When it comes to the song itself, it was definitely like, oh, it feels like, you know, you're like being in love with the idea of love or the idea of a person to the point you lose the meaning or reality. You're like falling in love with a picture in a yearbook instead of an actual person. And it's kind of, I feel like the character might still just be a bit naive to understanding like others and how they feel about situations, but I feel like that can still be pretty relatable. The other thing that I feel like of, oh, what's the deal with this song? Rob likes to write songs about girls. So we got some lyrics here. This is what I feel like definitely summarizes it up. For the lyrics, an idol in the yearbook chasing in my head. I'm mistaken. I'm making her more than a person could have been. So, you know, we got the lyrics. It's somewhat repetitive as a song, but I really like it. It slaps. You know, the girl wasn't who they imagined. Person gets mad at themselves. They didn't get a chance to know the real her. It's really sad, but you know, from there you kind of get the growth. You gotta love people for who they are, you know, not just who you imagine someone to be. But yeah, but anyways, in conclusion, it's a cool song and it's got cool history, and I really like Yearbook. The end.
Nice.
Thank you.
I now understand Yearbook. That's actually, it's giving me a better appreciation of the song. Better.
Yes.
Better appreciation.
So yeah, I enjoy it.
It's so good. I'm the #1 advocate for Yearbook should have been on Marvin's. Like, dude.
I love I love the Pingree EP version of it so much. It's
It's so good, dude.
I don't think I've heard it, which, you know, my bad. I've heard the demos one, but no, I don't think I've heard the Pingree, so I need to do that.
yeah. Highly recommend. It makes you wish for what could have been in some ways, which is definitely the theme of the song too, wishing for what could have been.
Ew.
Mm,
Oh man, it's very poetic.
Deep
it's very Rob.
Yep. All right, so this was sent in by a YouTuber by the name of MT64.
Alright, hi. Thank you all for coming here. Thank you, Emmatronics, for making this public for anyone to join so I could get to be here today. And today I'm going to be talking about a demo, Be Born, off the Pinger EP, and why it's one of my favorites. So I know most people on here are going to be doing demos that only really exist as demos. And while, you know, love my yearbook, love all my friends, I wanted to do a Be Born, even though we got it on Marvin's, because I do think it is so drastically different from the version that we did get on, you know, streaming services, that it's worth analyzing on its own. So, you know, Tally Hall, we love their weirder stuff, but you should never ever forget about some of the more great traditional songs. You know, these are some of my favorites. So, love my Greener, love my Just Apathy, and Be Born kind of sets it apart from these songs, in my opinion, through the tones, the moods. Now, we're going to be talking about how it is on Marvin's and the Pingree. So, on Marvin's, it's a little bit obvious, you know, you got the first line. It kind of has the more giddy tone to it, and it feels like a very silly song. And, you know, whenever you listen to the lyrics, at least I feel, it kind of has some more serious undertones. You know, the concept of being born, being put out into the world. It's a scary thing. However, the way that they balance these moods on the Pingree is very different, you know. I think it kind of achieves that bit of laid-backness to it via it being a demo. Obviously, these demos are not meant to be the greatest things in the world, so, you know, it kind of has that quality to it. Feels like you're right there with them. It makes this song feel a bit laid back. But then, you know, throughout this entire song, you have the delivery, and more importantly, I think, the instrumentation on this thing. I hate using this word, but it has such a great vibe to it. It feels a lot more somber. It feels a lot realer. And, you know, combining those elements together, it allows these more serious feeling instruments to kind of blend in and give this song a very unique feel. Now, to kind of demonstrate this, I'm going to show my favorite part of this song, the bridge. We're going to listen to it, you know, see how it is.
Hear my voice.
This is great. Alright, oh, get out of here, Rob. Alright, so why, if I had to put this all into just a little condensed bit, I feel like that the Be Born demo on the Pinger EP has such a special feel to it, because the more indie quality of this song combined with this instrumentation, I feel like allows the more serious instrumentation to hit a lot harder. It gives the song a very more emotional feel to it. And, you know, I think it sets itself out because it's not really something that you see on any other Tally Hall demos as far as I'm aware. And it gives this song a little sad, but a very special vibe to it. And that's why I chose it. It's one of my favorites. Now, as with all art, you know, it sometimes the words kind of get lost in translation. You can never perfectly describe what art, you know, feels like. So I would recommend, if you haven't already, give this a listen. It's a great demo. It's my favorite. And, you know, get to take it all in, you know. See if you agree with the presentation, or maybe it makes you feel a different way. And you can share that, you know. For as rough as all these demos are, we, the fans, can still enjoy them and share these things. That's a very cool thing. So yeah, that's all from me. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Emma, again, for making this all possible. And I hope you have some newfound appreciation for my personal favorite Tally Hall demo, Be Born Pingree. yeah, that's all. Have a great rest of your night. I've been MT64.
I've never heard that song before, but it sounds quite good.
Oh yeah.
It reminds me a lot of when they would like play it acoustically.
Was that when they had the kazoo as well for the acoustic
yeah.
performance? Joe Hawley breaks his kazoo
That's
like an idiot. I remember
Doing
that.
kazoos.
Play it off.
Have you seen the Joe Hawley kazoo that Ruby's got? Well, she had 2 of them.
Yeah.
They're massive.
Massive kazoo.
Video Joe spitting the kazoo into a freaking like.
Oh
lake.
yeah. Shout out to Hub, you could play the kazoo. I've never wanted a piece of merch more than when you've just described the Joe Hawley kazoo.
I have a FNAF kazoo.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
It's a Golden Freddy one. And I got it from Cloak, you know, Markiplier's clothing brand. It was in a mystery box, and they sent me the kazoo.
That's amazing.
Doesn't Joe Hawley have a Golden Freddy t-shirt?
Yeah, not no, not golden. I think it's just Freddy
an
Fazbear.
Which honestly epic. Love Fun at Freddy's.
Yeah, same.
I know a lot about being born because I was born.
Wow.
Whoa, that's really cool. Congratulations.
Crazy story.
Yeah, Beborn. Yeah, the Beborn. I like how MT pointed out in the presentation how it's like it has a very goofy sound to it, but overall, you know, it's like, you know, being born is a pretty momentous thing. It's a bit of a like it's a pretty serious thing too, but then they get to just be silly with it, and things like the harmonica solo or the kazoo solo are very fun for that song.
It's sad how much hate Be Born gets, and I think that's purely because of the sound, because people don't like the way it sounds, but it's such a great song. The lyrics are just so clever, and it's just a shame.
Yeah.
I never understand how people don't get the meaning of the song. It's literally the title, but like it's like I was listening to it. I remember just thinking like it's a really really beautiful song. Like it's just pretty overall. I don't really know how else to explain it. I don't get why people don't like it. Like what is there not to like? But like, oh, the metaphor's gross. No, it isn't. You were born. Are you gross?
True.
Yeah.
I think it's just a different style. Not everyone vibes with it, but it's still a good song.
Yeah.
And now for our next presenter.
Hello, welcome to Wiz's presentation on the underappreciated banger that is Spiced Rum Commercial. So the first question you probably have is, out of all the demos you had available as options, why would you choose the one song that was an advertisement for rum that got turned down by the actual company it was for? Well, for starters, the marketing company for Captain Morgan's clearly have no taste, as it is my favourite. I heard it and was immediately like, get these men on TV! They bloody well done it again! No other demo made me feel like that. Which brings me on to my next point. I want to share this joy with the masses. I included clips of this song in a video, and I got far too many comments asking for the origin. I also bet when Emma pitched this idea, no one but me was immediately set on doing this demo. I am for some reason the anomaly. Next, this song is not only sung by the best duo, Joe and Rob, don't take criticism, but also features them doing pirate accents, singing about pirate subjects. It's like, how in the world is that not the most appealing tally-hall demo concept you've ever heard? It's a masterpiece, I tell you. Furthermore, because of them being the singers, there's a high likelihood they wrote it too, because they are known for, they're known to be goofy lyrical geniuses. Exactly what this song is through and through. If you know me, you know that I'm like trapped in Joe's metaphorical music basement, and am therefore a sucker for anything written by him, and so is the fan base by the looks of things. Rob is also a great laugh with examples like Shia LaBeouf Live, Christian Bale's At Your Party, and In Memoriam. Literally the dream team when it comes to making a silly but clever song. And lastly, it's a funny ha-ha, and you all know that's my favourite genre. Now, what is the story behind Spiced Rum Commercial, or more, advert, because I'm British, it's like and all over again. It's Hokey Cokey Joe. It's Hokey Cokey. Anyway, this song was quite literally intended to be an advert for the rum brand Captain Morgan's. This is clear as the brand's Got a Little Captain in You campaign is repeated throughout this song. However, despite the fact that these men poured their hearts out, it for some reason was never used as an advert song. Unfortunately, there is no clear answer as to why. The two main theories is that it got rejected by a higher up, or it wasn't particularly enjoyed by a member. Though, despite the lack of identity for this rejected, there is one piece of information we know about them. they have extremely poor taste, and couldn't see lyrical genius if it screamed at them with a megaphone. Speaking of lyrical genius, the entire gist of the advert is that it uses pirate metaphors to explain how this rum will improve your life. Very fitting, as Captain Morgan is he was a pirate, he's not real, but you know. The way this rum will improve your life is it will increase your social status, get you women, and make you more outgoing and wanted. All things that would appeal to friendless losers that have never communicated with women before, or more commonly known as Tally Hall fans. However, to average person, these goals are very silly insecurities that 12-year-olds would have, which is what makes this advert song so appealing. It doesn't really take itself seriously. With how it states, like, on the nose things like, drink this brand, the childish descriptions add to the playful feel I have. I've always personally loved that childish and silly vibe about Tally Hall, you know, when they aren't singing about murdering a girl in cold blood in a forest. The silliness with the pirate theme also means that we get gems like when certain people never get to sack the booty, which is a double meaning of a pirate's booty and, well, let's just say the consequences of having the courage to talk to women. Of course, the unrealistic, grandiose suggestions brought forward by this song aren't realistic. Drinking rum does not guarantee any of the things they suggest it will do, but this is made clear by the tone of the whole demo. Namely, one of my favourite parts of this whole song is when Joe asks if the person is the life of every party, and then follows it with, or do you fussing drink Bacardi, bleeping out the F word and Bacardi. This joke has multiple layers, with it suggesting that drinking another brand is the opposite of being the light of every party, and also that Bacardi is so unpleasant that it needs to be censored like the F word. This silliness is good for a company's advertisement, as it makes the song memorable and appealing. Random fact of the day, this is quite similar to advertising, which is made to appeal to a younger audience and just like silly, like memorable stuff, basically. You've probably seen it before. I'm sure if this were to get aired as a theme tune to an advert, it would have been an advert, like that Berries and Cream thing, for example. So in conclusion, this song is not only silly, but it also fits the Tally Hall brand and is fit for its purpose of being a spiced rum advert. It definitely has convinced me that I need to be drinking Captain Morgan's spiced rum, and I don't even like alcohol. I probably also shouldn't, because I'm a teenager. So basically, this is an underrated gem, and I refuse to accept how underappreciated it is. I thought
the Bacardi thing was basically saying, oh, if you drink Bacardi, you're effeminate.
I mean,
not a pirate.
It's just straight. It's just straight.
I'm sure it's digging at that, especially with the time period it's from as well.
I swear Joe drinks Bacardi as well.
It's a really silly demo. I remember it caught me off guard the first time I was listening to admittedly incomplete demos. I mean, honestly, any of the Tally Hall demos, like, if you go through just like the whole album, with the exception of complete demos, like, because those ones are pretty polished. The other ones are so silly because you'll get just tracks like that, which will like blindside you.
Absolutely loved it. I heard it. I was like, this is like absolutely like amazing. This is like magic.
My favorite part about it is the canon at the end, and they're like, "Sorry."
Oh, I forgot about that.
The like bleeping kind of reminds me of what was used in Crazy Food as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely
Go use these techniques later on.
Yeah. An important step in the Tally Hall lore and expansion. Yeah, but it is wild, you know, seeing just like, even if it didn't get used for a commercial, just like, oh, Tally Hall stuff and commercial type things. Like I remember the Crayola ad.
Yeah, I will buy any product that like Tally Hall is advertising to me, even if they're not directly advertising it. Like that Crayola thing, that's mine now.
I like how you pointed out the like odd advertisement type thing. I feel like Rob's work recently has definitely been like that too. Like with MT's fun fact about the Intel Presents Nobody Else by Rob Cantor. Yeah. Like that one is so silly.
Yeah. Advertising.
All right, Melody, you ready?
I want to give a quick shout out to my friend Eric because he helped me a lot with this and like the design and all the gifts that you're gonna see in this are all him.
That's amazing.
My name is Melody and I'm kind of a Tally Hall YouTuber. I do a lot of Tally Hall vlogs that have to do with going to their shows and everything exciting like that. I've also interviewed Andrew. So yeah, and this is my presentation on Another Minute from the admittedly incomplete demos from Tally Hall. So Another Minute, admittedly incomplete demos by Tally Hall. This song is actually not by Tally Hall. This despite what I just said. Well, not exactly. This was a little before Tally Hall in a sort of transition period. Not all the members were involved yet. This was recording on December 7th, 2002. This band was called 540, named after their home address at the time. This band consisted of Andrew on keys, Zubin on bass, and Rob on guitar and vocals, and he also wrote the song. The Freeze Building. This entire concert took place in the basement of this building. It was built in 1907 and was bought by the University of Michigan in 1956. It was home to theater and drama classes due to the building's theaters and production studios. It faced the wrecking ball in recent years because, of course it did! with Miley Cyrus riding a wrecking ball and the building exploding and dying. The song itself with an Andrew Horowitz jump scare at the top. The song consists of acoustic guitar, electric piano, and bass, question mark. I don't hear any bass on this song, which honestly confuses me, but I could just be not hearing it. The lyrics are very introspective and witty, and since the recording is live, it's hard to fully understand the lyrics. Rob admitted to forgetting some of the lyrics afterwards, and I'm pretty sure that the song was not completed, so take all of those things into consideration. I'm now going to quickly go over some highlighted lyrics and my interpretations of them. Verse 1. Sign another shot and pass it off to one more person that is not me, so I can get a glimpse of your celebrity. This song is either about a parasocial relationship or an ideation of a person he knows in real life. Celebrity could be literal, or it could be a metaphor for a personality or idea of sorts that's fabricated in his mind. Which reminds me of Yearbook. So I think Rob's got a little thing going on here, a little theme. This is also from verse 1. Now it's not just quite the same as it was, thinking it was love. Now it's back to life prior to you. This leads me to think that it was someone in his life that he may have had a small or false connection with at the time, and now he's struggling to forget her and move on, and is filling this gap with imagining what she could be or what their love could have been like. Verse 3 says, easier to think you're mine than to actually make it so, but I'm a little less satisfied alone. This is him admitting to it being easier to daydream about a relationship where nothing goes wrong than to actually have one, but he can't help it because he doesn't like the thought of being alone. Relatable. Then the chorus, another minute, give me just one more second, because I'm not yet who I wanted to be, but I'm changing soon, is him asking for more time or another chance, hoping that maybe if he changes himself, he might get her attention or her love back. And then the second part of the chorus, another minute and I've changed my mind. I've changed and I'm another change or two from you. So it's actually missing a word. I've changed and I'm another change or two from you. It doesn't make any sense, but that's what's on the lyrics and that's what I hear. So I don't know if he forgot to say a word or if he ran out of room, but I think it's something like I'm expecting a change or two from you or something like that. But this is him saying he's changed and now it's up to her to change her attitude towards him and maybe changing some other toxic behaviors he's realizing that she has. Thanks for listening with a funny picture of Zubin and yeah. My friend Eric and I spent so long digging the internet for any information or even anyone else talking about the song and found absolutely nothing. Hope you enjoyed anyways. And then there's a picture of Andrew in Keep Up the Good Work where he's about to send the email. And then it says me after making myself a PowerPoint at 1 a.m.
It's a beautiful PowerPoint.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You can see where Eric's design was and then where it stopped.
I remember the historical event when Miley Cyrus knocked down the Freeze building.
Oh yeah, love that.
That was a
I
real
remember that part of the video as well.
Magic.
I didn't realize it was demolished. I'm very sad.
I know. I was like looking up. I was like, I'm gonna find out about the Freeze building, and it was like, the rise and fall of the Freeze building. I was like, no.
Always
That
gone.
goes with my theory that like every Tally Hall like place that they've been to, like recorded, like done a show at, it now either doesn't exist, has been demolished, or is under new management.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Natural Ketchup place is under new management, and like anytime I go to like look up a place that they've like did a show at, it's like, oh, it's closed. It's clothes down. I'm like, why?
Yeah, the blind pig's still standing.
Yeah, the blind pig, which is amazing.
Do you think in like a few years, there's gonna be like some other like tally hall podcast, and they're gonna be doing like the same thing, and they'll be like, "Here's Marvin's Conical Museum. We do not know anything about it."
Yeah.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
they're
my God.
hopefully they're relocating.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
Locating.
It'll be okay. It'll be okay, guys.
Yeah.
It will.
When you mentioned the aspect of like, oh, you know, like kind of parasocial relationship type song. Okay, you know, we got Yearbook, we got Another Minute, and then I realized, even though it wasn't written by Rob, To Love is kind of that too. So
Yeah.
that theme is definitely continuing.
Yeah.
Parasocial relationships, I guess.
Yeah.
It's true. I feel like Yearbook and Another Minute kind of had the same theme in a way. And I didn't realize that until you started talking about it. And I was like, they're sister songs.
Yeah. They're besties. Something I will note real quick is I had like there was like the hits Christmas stump of 2021, which I mentioned a bit while talking about Yearbook. But what's interesting is the recording in there is the same exact recording that's on admittedly incomplete demos, but it has like an extra like just 10 seconds of Rob just saying nonsense at the end. I mean, like he's talking about different stuff, but he's like struggling with his microphone or something from what I remember. But
Sorry, this is a little unrelated. When I was in Boston, I was talking to Bora, and I actually asked him about the Bora logs and if he still has them. And he was like, "Yeah, but it just consists of like, you know, the clip that's in the Bora logs would just be a longer version of that, and nobody wants that." And I was like, "You were
No, they do.
you do not know your own fandom, bro."
Unless it's a shower. We
Like,
don't want the shower.
If I go insane about like an extra 10 seconds at the end of Another Minute where they're just
Literally.
commenting about a hot microphone and Rob's guitar being out of tune, I'm like, we'll take it. We'll take it.
We'll take anything.
Like, I literally was like, dude, we are so like content starved, and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
No.
What would be really good
sorry.
is if we could find the
Also made me
ultimate
feel
piece
a
of
little
Tally Hall lost media, the picture of the toilet from the hotel of the that they were staying in, the Good and Evil tour. They got deleted from their Facebook.
Oh.
We want a
Lord.
picture. This thing, we go mad for a picture of a toilet. That's
Yes.
the sad part. We're
In
like, yes,
today's society.
it's a
Oh, no.
toilet that Tally Hall have been near.
Yep.
Well, at least we know that they exist and they haven't been thrown away.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
I want to see the outtakes, like the outtakes. You know,
Dude, me too.
I want to know what the he's always drowning. I want to know what the
Yeah.
like.
Yes.
What
I
the
wanna
frick
know
was
the
that? I want to know.
Yeah, and the one of them dressing as girls.
Oh, my
yes,
god,
yeah.
please. Why were they dressing as girls? Can I know the context? Can I know what that skit was? Why
It's
were
the
they-
Late Late Show.
Yes,
they were.
I want to see that too.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
skit
yeah.
that wasn't used, which is just a shame. And no one will have that, unfortunately.
No.
I feel like if anyone had it, it would be Bora. And like, he probably does because they posted on Facebook like a few years later. So
Yeah, but
you
he
know,
only have photos.
No, I want to know. I want to know. Like, you know
No,
that one clip
it
where like
was,
it's
like,
like
a
tell us
timeline.
something that nobody else knows about you, and then like it gets bleeped. What did he say there?
true. Yeah.
Mm.
It's like bits missing from like because like obviously he can't put the entire recording he got. So they're like you can see like during one of the concerts like he was like recording something that like none of that made it into any Bora logs, but you can see he's recording. So it's like
Yeah.
Hmm.
how
That's
many times have you done that?
yeah. And he also recorded a lot of them like live because you see like little like 5-second clips of them live.
Yeah, like he also requires like a lot of stuff backstage as well. Like Bora just basically holds everything we've ever wanted, and he's like, no.
Yeah, he's like, you guys don't even want this.
You guys don't want to see this. We have nothing, Bora. We have nothing.
Nothing.
13 years, Bar.
They're watching a man-spread analysis where they compare man-spread and public
Literally.
transport. They need help, Bora.
This whole podcast episode existing is just proof that we need more content. Like, we've done entire presentations on, we've dug into the history of like buildings that have been knocked down because we are that starved for content.
It's time for the next presentation.
Right, let's see if I can do this. Right, so I'm Amazing Purple Girl. You might know me for my tally hall quizzes or my pictures of plushes doing stupid things, recreating iconic photos as I called them, or I try to do tally hall news every Monday, depending on if Matthew has said anything cryptic on his show, and I also do silly tally hall edits. My most recent one went really popular. Well, I don't know if it's popular, but it has over 30,000 views in very quick time, which was Markiplier saying I'm going to win and Tally Hall singing it. So that's my sense of humor. So yeah, and you'll also see from my presentation my kind of sense of humor as well, because I did choose Colour Be Gone as my first choice, but that went, so Colour Be Gone was gone, and my second choice was the Kazoo Song, which is a very random choice. But when it was on the list, I'm like, I can do that one. So my presentation's called Why Kazoo Song is an Amazing Demo. So so number one, Emma uses it as her theme tune. So the host of our podcast endorses Kazoo Song as a brilliant song. So there's not much more to say about that. So the second one, I didn't put a 2. That was clever. So number 2, it is the only song, demo or not, to feature Tally Hall wearing Christmas lights, which is epic. As shown in the next slide, and if you're listening to the podcast, just imagine it. So here you go. Here's a picture of them in their Christmas lights. The video we have obviously only shows either the 3 guys at once or Andrew on his own. You haven't got all of them, and Ross is at the back. So I think that is just epic. So then number 3, Andrew does the singing. So nobody seems to know what the heck he's singing except for I See You Hi at the beginning of his part, but it is a triumphant Andrew moment. And then 4, it was written by Joe. As we all know what amazing song Joe writes, so this just proves it is amazing, of course. 5, Ross is actually more visible. So Ross is forever being relegated to the back of the stage. Here he is once again, but he's lit up, so it's a good song for Ross to be in. Again, listeners need to imagine this. Here's the next slide. That is Ross. So unfortunately, Rob is standing in front of Ross with the camera angle we have. But if you imagine people to the left of the camera person, they could see Ross quite clearly, which is nice for Ross. So there are no lyrics to learn or miss here, apart from Andrew's incomprehensible part. But it's incomprehensible, so sing what you want. Anyone can play it. So just get a kazoo and go. And guess what? I'm going to prove this. Because I have Tally Hall kazoo.
No way!
There is every colour of Tally Hall, apart from orange, and even a purple one for me. So, there you go. That proves anyone can play it.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Again, another one without a number. Number 8, it's rare. So there were only 2 performances in April 2006 from what someone remembers. And we literally just have the one video that my screenshots are taken from, as it's the only recording because Drew Mockris lost the demo titled 1N 1S2, which I believe he admitted to on Facebook. And that's the end. This concludes my argument for Kazoo Song as an amazing demo.
That was amazing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Amazing
Otherwise,
content
stop
from
sharing.
Amazing Purple Girl. I love the Kazoo Song so much.
I mean, you know, I love like dumb songs, so that is
Dun,
definitely
dun,
the ones that
dun,
I
dun.
love. But like, here's the thing, right? If anyone's gonna ask any questions to Tally Hall, or like any member of Tally Hall. Can somebody ask what the frick that was? What even was going on there? What even happened? How did they even get into those fairy lights? They just like, quick, wrap me up in fairy lights, and then they turn them on. And I'm explaining how you put fairy lights on as if it's any kind of commentary, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
and there's a picture of that someone took of like a flash, and you can see. I can't remember. Like, they're wearing all black, and then like they're wrapped around in it.
If you play the video at slowest speed and screenshot when it flashes, you can get that.
I'm just so curious. Did they just perform the entire concert that way? Then do we know?
Because like, they normally have,
I don't know. I couldn't find much about it at all.
They normally have like they like uniform with like either waistcoats or no waistcoats, and it's just like the coloured ties. They were just like, no more coloured ties. We don't wear ties anymore. We're now coloured fairy lights. Just
colored lights.
I
remember someone took a screenshot and pointed out that the lights kind of look like Among Us crewmates.
What in the bloody hell?
Oh, the time travelers, I get it. Rob's got his time machine.
That's the thing, right? Okay, we have literally ran out of things to talk about in this community. We're going to look at the fairy lights that look Among Us characters, guys. Look at this frame I found. Like, what is happening? We need things to talk about.
Literally
insane.
I'm just really happy for Ross.
Yes,
people could actually see him really clearly, except for this person with the phone filming.
Yeah, and Rob standing in front.
Get out of the way.
Yeah, Rob, get off the stage. This is written by Joe, and Andrew sings it. What are you even here for? To be fair, like.
I think my favourite part is I don't think it's the camera guy, but someone next to him goes, "Oh my god!" when Rob lights up.
That would be my reaction too. If like any of the Tally Hall members starts lighting up, I'll be like, "Oh my god!" I mean, mainly because like
Joe already had. It was because someone else came lights on. It's like, oh my god.
He's radioactive, I guess. I don't know.
If you watch the video when they all like start lighting up like randomly, I think Rob and Zubin are doing it like at the exact same time, and it's like a little freaky because they're both like they're like synchronized, and everyone else is being random.
It's supposed to be when their instruments are playing that the lights come on.
Which is like honestly, it's like a real life like live there's like color coded lyrics. It's like that but live, like they light up.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my god.
Now it is ESP's turn to present.
I'm Extremely Sorry Productions. You won't have heard of me because I've made one Tally Hall related video, but I enjoy the music, so I'm here, I guess. It's really nice that you've had me on, Emma. Thank you. And oh no, it's dark now. What happened? The lights went out and it's night time. Oh god. Okay. Light and Night is a song that was released on September 8th, 2009, and it features a guest singer being Nellie McKay. And likewise, The Magician's Elephant was a book released, on that time. And it actually, I don't think it was the author, but the agency behind the book commissioned Tally Hall to write this song, Light and Night, and it was to be downloaded with all copies of the book sold at, and now I don't speak American, so I'm just going to try and pronounce this word as best I can, Walmart? Is that how I say it? Now, obviously, we know from the demos that Light and Night wasn't originally made for The Magician's Elephant, being, much older than the book, but, artists reuse songs. I know I've done it for different things. So I've used my professional lyric analysis to, figure out that I've just figured out that due to the lack of background information released about the production of this particular song, it is unclear who specifically wrote the song. We can assume that it is written by multiple Tally Hall members, featuring singers Rob Cantor and Nellie McKay. The song itself was inspired and written to match the mysterious fantasy-rich aesthetic of the book. I couldn't find too much on the Light and Night demo, so it's just a bunch of random trivia about Light and Night that I scraped off the Tally Almanac. The only instrumental in the demo is Rob Cantor on piano. Wow! the final version was produced by Andrew Horowitz. Wow. When the demo says the left and the right is too grey in the night, that is obviously referring to the just recently happened presidential election of 2008 and how it was very clearly rigged. When the demo says... Wait, hold on. You see the cover? Does it look a bit strange? Hold on. We need to turn this upside down. Oh my god. We found the agenda. It was rigged. It was the Illuminati Hall. What? The names of the members. What's it spelling out? The real Prez? Oh my god. Oh no, evil Illuminati man. Oh no. Okay. I can't say much more, or else they'll come after me. But if I could say just one thing more, it would be that Light and Night is a really great song with a wonderful atmosphere, and even a leitmotif from the Mind Electric in the demo has great vocals and an interesting story behind it being commissioned. Thank you for having me on the podcast. This is the end of my slideshow.
It's beautiful.
That was amazing.
It was.
We ended up finding out about a conspiracy midway through that, but glad we moved on from that real fast. As if Tally Hall haven't been apparently behind the rigged election of 2008. That was a day after my birth. That was 2008. So actually, maybe I'm also part of this conspiracy.
Whoa.
Could be. No, yeah, we don't know who was like lead songwriter, but I credited it to Rob in my songwriting analysis video, just purely because he's the only vocalist from Tally Hall on the song.
I'm pretty sure on the Hidden in the Sand interview, they said that they all contributed to it.
Apart from Joe.
That's what I recall, is it being mentioned that they like all collaborated on it together.
Yeah, but I think you still have to have a lead songwriter.
Right.
And it feels rubbish.
But yeah, Light and Night is very magical to me. I also associated it with this cool time where I was house sitting for someone and they like had like this big old like creek in their backyard, and I would just go and wander around while in between taking care of their cats and dogs.
The song just gives off his vibes, you know.
Oh yeah, it gives the vibes of just that. And it was also when I first started watching a show called Infinity Train, and so I just associate with that a lot. And so it's very nice memories for me. I want to say Light and Night is the one of the Tally Hall songs that I probably listen to the most on its own, just like in random playlists.
So the bridge of Light and Night actually really, really strongly reminds me of my favorite song by Erasure, which is The Circus. It's like when I first heard it, I was like, that bridge reminds me of something. And eventually I went through it in my brain like, yeah, it's The Circus. So yeah, it's like another reason why I really like the song.
Circus, like Rotary Park, is that a Tally Hall reference?
No, I don't think Rotary Park is a circus. I think it's a park.
Okay, our next presentation is up.
This is from the YouTuber Jim's Junk Sale. He's made a few Tally Hall meme videos on his channel, but yeah, he had snagged Color Be Gone first.
Hello, I'm Jim from Jim's Junk Sale, and this is my Google Slides presentation on my favorite demo from Tally Hall. The demo in question is Color Be Gone, from Admittedly Incomplete Demos. Why is this my favorite? Mostly because it sounds cool. It evokes a sort of dramatic feeling, like you're in an action movie or a movie in general, where you're like about to face off against the villain of the movie for one last time, or you're walking in the rain. Kind of like dramatic and cinematic, kinda. And also, in a small part, as to why I like it, is because it's kind of ominous and cryptic with its lyrics. So what do I think it means? Well, I have two ideas as to what the lyrics could be about. Number one is that it's about climate change and its effects on people. Idea number two is that it's about nothing. It may have either been made to be as open to interpretation as possible, or it was made intentionally vague to sort of mess with people. Kind of like I Am the Walrus over here. And I think that this is a possibility because normally with some really cryptic songs, there would be a little bit of a hint as to the song's making that could lead us in the direction of its interpretation. You know, like The Ruler of Everything, Banana Man, The Trap. But with this one, we don't have that context available. Now, it could just be because this isn't really talked about that much, so naturally, if it's not gonna get a lot of buzz from fans, it's not gonna get a lot of discussion from the people who made it. But also, because I've seen two other interpretations of what the song means. One was that it was about drugs, or like hallucinations from drugs, and the other was that it was about like some sort of be yourself message. And then of course there's my theory that it's about climate change. So there seems to be a little bit of wildly different interpretations with this song. So I think that that might leave open the possibility that that was sort of the point, and that it was made intentionally vague. But again, we don't have much context as to what Color Be Gone could possibly mean, or any context of the song. We have so little context, leading into the next slide, that we don't know who wrote it. How's that for a transition? Some people say it might be Andrew, but no one's really certain. And also, no one really knows exactly when Color Be Gone was recorded. My personal hunch is that Color Be Gone was made for Good and Evil, sort of in the early stages, but I don't exactly have much proof of that beyond just how it feels, just the vibes. What we do know for very certain is that the singer is Zubin Seji. I think that if you listen, it's kind of obvious to tell. That's it. That is my presentation on Color Be Gone.
Yay.
I definitely feel like it has the vibes of Good and Evil too, for sure.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a Marvin song, and I prefer Marvin's, so that makes sense.
I think it's Andrew.
Sounds like a transition song. Like, I feel like for some reason my mind is like 2009. It was written like somewhere around there.
Right.
I always imagine like when it said Color Be Gone, like the cover of Good and Evil appears like black and white, like from the album to the.
Oh
I don't know.
yeah.
I never thought of it like that.
Also ironic since they're known for their colourful ties. So just like
Yeah.
away. They're like
Stealing all the ties.
Only Ross can say.
I do think it's by Andrew, and that's purely because of how beatly it sounds. It's there's a few songs that really remind me of the Beatles, and I believe Matthew called Misery Fell their Beatles cover. And that is obviously an Andrew song, and he often got Zubin to sing his songs. So yeah, I do think Andrew wrote that one.
Yeah, it's like He's like, his kind of style is like not quite Joe, but closer to Joe. So like that, because that song isn't like, it doesn't sound very Joe, but it isn't not at all Joe. That's
it
really
could be Zubin, but I feel it's more Andrew.
Yeah, just like Zubin's writing style, it sounds more Andrew. Andrew, you didn't write a very good song. I apologize.
It's a good song. You just don't like it.
Yeah. I have an ongoing beef with Peridot Person because he seems to think I hate Misery Fell. I don't know where he got that from. He seems to think like, it's like I prefer to not listen to Misery Fell most of the time. I prefer to listen to white people over Misery Fell, but he took that as like a personal attack. He's just like, excuse me.
You don't see the beauty in Misery Fell's lyrics. That's the problem.
But no, this thing, okay, if we were going off which was the best song, then everyone would have the same list, wouldn't they? Because
This is very true.
I put
a
down
lot of people do put Rule of Everything at the top, though, including me.
Rule of Everything is really, really good, right? And like that one has meaning, but it's also just a silly beat song. Okay, it's got like
well, when you first hear Ruler, it's like, well, when I first heard it, I'm like, I didn't have a clue what the song was about. Someone had to explain it to me.
It's all silly goofy.
Sorry.
I like the silly goofy songs. No silly goofy in freaking Misery Fell. It's literally in the title. There's no fun in that song. It's just misery. It's just
that's why it's on Good and Evil.
Exactly.
And now for our next presenter.
Hello, I'm Dry. My YouTube handle is DryJokePro. On this YouTube channel, I do acoustic Tally Hall covers, and there's only like very few. So, I'm mainly just a Tally Hall fan and a Tally Hall YouTube watcher, I guess. I watch like a lot of your guys' videos here. It's crazy. I became a big fan of Tally Talks when I discovered it. To see people that like Tally Hall to discuss Tally Hall, it's so crazy to hear. It's just so good. Let's discuss Tally Hall. Let's talk about I Know It's Just the Same. My favorite Tally Hall demo. So why is that? I don't know, it just sounds good for me, technically. But I can go like into specifics. From a lyrics standpoint, it is like, I don't know if it's, it's not complex comparing to other Tally Hall songs. But it touches me still. It's like, it's about this main guy that wants to ask out a person, and the main character just can't do it, and after that they just ponder for the rest of the aftermath of the party, and that feeling of wanting to do, not ending up doing it, and then thinking, oh, would it be something or would it be anything? It doesn't matter. It's just the same if you just remain thinking about it, but you just still think because it could have been something. It's this image gives me after the party you have to clean up, and I think I Know It's Just the Same would be a great song for it to be playing in the background while you do clean the balloons or something. Or it would also be a great prom song. To go into specifics, what I do love about it, the vocals are so good, are so Joe sings so well in this. I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks this. I can't when I discovered I Know It's Just the Same, I just listened to it on loop for a month, I think. And the backing vocals complement the main vocals. The instrumental is so good, and the chorus and the bridge and everything. I just, favorite demo, by far. And I'm really kind of in denial. How did I get to do this presentation? I thought someone would want to do this. Maybe someone picked it first and got second. I'm sorry if it was the case, but I got so lucky. So about fun facts. I know I put here a cat. I don't know. It was the PowerPoint default, and I just thought it was cute, but I could have put something else. fun facts. I have 3 here. So I don't know if you know these 3 facts, but when I was researching for this presentation, I went to Tally Almanac and discovered these. Like, I didn't know this. I knew one fact, This first one is like impressive for me. I don't know if you know. There's I know it's just the same music video, like fan made, but it was like not. It was close to release. It was made by a close friend of Tally Hall, Randall Maxwell, who is a close friend of Andrew Lorich, which Andrew Lorich is a close friend of Joe and Rob, and this this second no sorry jump scare. This second this image is from the music video, and the music video is so good. It's so stylized. Reminds me of like Severance, a TV show I adore, and I don't know. I just watched it recently, so I remember. Never mind. So the second fun fact is, so you probably know this. So I know it's just the same. Was released on the second ever Tally Hall EP, Tally Hall's second EP. So there's no Ross playing in the studio version, in the version that's on the demos. Who's playing is Steve Gallagher, and Ross plays. I know it's just the same when they played. I know it's just the same live 2 times from what's saying on Tally Hall Almanac. And this last fun fact is kind of crazy, and it can cause like discussion for me, because Andrew in the Keep Up the Good Work series, waiting that renewal for season 3, he states that I know it's just the same. If he were to make a top 50 of every song he composed, I know it's just the same, wouldn't make it to the top 50, which is crazy for me. It's like one of my favorite Tally Hall songs. But you gotta live with it. He composed, he created it, he knows what, it's crazy. Oh, theories, yeah, I jump scared you before, but I think the reason it's not on Marvin's is because not only there are a lot of other songs they decided, like new songs they wanted to add, and I know it's just the same as an old one, but my theory is not only because Steve Gallagher played the original version, but also because Andrew didn't like it, so he didn't want to record again, and they didn't, and it stayed like this on the Complete Demos album. And yeah, thank you for yeah, that's it. Hope you liked it.
Yeah,
We did.
I agree. The vocals in it are so nice.
They are.
Silly Joe vocals are good. Joe just knocks out the park every single time. He's like, comes in and he's like the Miley Cyrus wrecking ball that knocked down that Fraser building. Something is like, here's my good vocals. The song is not good.
Did you know about the music video? Like, I discovered it when
I've
searching. It's so good. I don't know. I just watched it recently, so I guess I might be biased.
I don't know if I've seen it. I've known it's existed, but I don't know if I watched it actually, or maybe I just watched part of it.
I did watch it, but I wasn't a huge fan of it. But that's just me.
Yeah, no. So what I was saying about Colour Be Gone sounding like the Beatles, this one, I'm going to admit, when I first heard it, I actually thought it was a cover of a Beatles song, because it sounds so much like a Beatles song. It's just crazy.
Oh, yeah, the theme of it reminded me of Dressed to Kill by the Wombats. I know you know of the Wombats, PurpleGirl, but I don't know if do you know that one?
I can't remember titles. I can find the music. I have seen the music video. I find it a bit odd. For me personally, I just didn't feel it fitted the feel of the song. Like I say, because it sounds like the Beatles. It feels the song feels like it sounds older, but the video is quite modern.
Yes, I agree with that. It definitely is in the style of older. It even like it changes time signatures, I'm pretty sure, but it is like a waltz at some point in some points. It just I feel like it could have been like it's pretty slow paced as well. That was something I would have changed about it. But yeah, no, I completely agree with what you're saying.
Still crazy though that someone was like, you know, this random demo from this band that my friend knows.
Yeah.
That's impressive. That's pretty cool.
Very.
Yeah.
No, it is very.
Yeah, and it takes a lot of effort to make a video like that.
Yeah.
For a fan-made music video, I really like it. Like, of course, it's not my favorite from Tally Ho. They have amazing music videos. Yeah, I really liked it. I know it really like had a twist. I didn't expect. Yeah, I don't know.
To be fair, like Tally Hall is the band behind like the Banana Man music video, so like but yeah, we have a low bar for what we accept. I don't know why we're sitting here like this wasn't good enough for me, but this freaking thing
nah, Banana Man is S tier,
off.
clearly.
Don't even keep his ping pong balls on properly, and like everyone's like
exactly.
that was amazing.
It adds to the charm. It adds to the charm.
When I first saw Turn the Lights Off, I was like, what the hell's going on?
Like I've watched these music videos so many times. You know, just things like the pillow falls off from behind him, like he's lying down, the pillow comes off.
And Turn the Lights Off.
No. In Banana Man, like when he's on that like thing that's moving. I forget his name, but like the pillow.
Oh, the gurney.
Off.
The pillow falls off the gurney.
Yeah, I've added it to like things to add to my next technical difficulties compilation because like
I've even done an edit with Banana Man music video and I did not notice that.
I haven't noticed it either.
Exactly, it's what we were talking about earlier. Like we just like notice things and no one else noticed because you've seen it so many times. It's like, oh, the pillow came off. And like he just keeps like nothing happened. He just like he's banging his head on like the cold surface behind him as if
poor Joe.
He just lost the freaking pillow. R.I.P. pillow.
And R.I.P. Joe's brain cells.
That's why he started like making those cryptic songs we don't understand. Is because he just does not
his head
off the gurney too many times.
Banana Man was clearly made with all of the brain cells.
Yeah. That was all brain cells like
very clearly.
And then he made stuff like Rule of Everything. What was that? I mean,
I'm pretty sure he made Rule of Everything first.
That's what I just said. Wait. Don't be smart. When I'm already smart, I corrected myself. Okay. No. Okay. What else did he make? What else did he make? He made Him for a Scarecrow. That was made Gobble
Chicken Song.
Gobble Chicken Song. Yes.
Him for a Scarecrow was his no brain cell song. Banana Man was all the brain cells. Like
that was Scarecrow.
Him for a scare, no brain cells.
I want to know whose idea Mucka Blucka was. Like, whose
idea was this?
Yeah, it had to have been Joe, right? Or like, for some reason, it gives like Zubin or Rob vibes to me.
Oh no, we know it's Joe. We know it's Joe's song.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it is a gangster rap in chicken noise.
Yep.
Our last presentation of the night is sent in from Julia, aka SILLYJOOCE.
Hello, my name is Julia, and for my demo pick, I wanted to talk about Maybe in the Night. Maybe in the Night is a song written by Rob Cantor, so you already know it's going to be a heterophonic tune of How Love Bites. It's going to be about a miserable couple, yay! And I am going to go line by line, kind of talking about it, because I love the song so much. The truck that he drives around is custom painted on the driver's side. He keeps it cleaner than clean and pays a guy to wax the underparts. She eats her dinner in bed and watches local news to fall asleep. He's on the road for a week or two and he calls it dinner time. This is just setting up, there's like a storyline to follow here. And it's introducing that, there's a he and there's a she. I'm assuming a married couple. Again, knowing Rob and given the context, and it's explaining there's this guy and he's got this truck that he pays more attention to than his wife, and you know, he's on the road for a week or two when he calls it dinner time. Like, he's out very frequently. And there is the she, the wife, I'd assume. She eats her dinner in bed. Watches local news to fall asleep. The guy is very careful with tending to the car. cleaner than clean, pays a guy to wax the underparts. He kind of pays more attention to that thing because he's spending more time with the truck than her. The truck got busted up good. A 3-car accident he didn't cause, and with the rig in the shop, he got a break he didn't ask for. They ate their dinner in bed and watched the local news to fall asleep. She got so good at the lonely parts, it was hard to start again. So, whether the guy liked it or not, I'd assume not, he is now spending time at home again with his wife. A break he didn't ask for. He's getting time off of work because he can't really be working if he's working with the truck. If he's out driving around, if he's got no way to do his job, he can't do his job. So he's now falling into her routine of watching local news and eating their dinner in bed. And it ends with, she got so good at the lonely parts it was hard to start again. She's not used to him being around. They almost never see each other. She's not used to him being close. The chorus being, but maybe in the night, when he turns out the light, everything is okay. Don't they hear the alarms? She's folding up her arms, he's turning away. Learning days are done, the living has begun, she's getting sadder. Everything they said, lying in the bed, it doesn't matter. If they ignore their problems, maybe in the night, when they are turning a blind eye to their issues, to their problems, to their falling apart relationship, they can pretend that everything's fine. They can lie to themselves. They aren't listening to any of the signs that they're falling apart, their general defensiveness and their general not getting along goodness, and they're disconnected from each other. The learning days are done, they're not in school anymore, the living has begun, they're supposed to be self-sufficient adults, they're supposed to be people, functional, independent. This is the rest of your life, this is supposed to be exciting. She's getting sadder. She's miserable. Everything they said, lying in the bed, lying can be a double meaning here, with lying as in just laying in bed, and also lying as in fibbing. So it could be both. I think it's both. Empty little I love yous and more or less just trying to convince themselves that they actually love each other still, when they really don't. It doesn't matter. No amount of empty I love yous, no amount of, oh, it's so nice to see you, I'm so happy you're home, none of that's gonna fix the relationship. They're lying to themselves. The TV's broken again, static on the screen, and once he's back on the road, the house is getting cleaned. She leaves her dinner in bed to walk around the house and look for him. She couldn't tell he was gone again, so she throws his dinner out. Not too much to be said here, this is just a continuation of, like, TV's broken, she can't really deal with her usual routine, there's a disruption, once again. And so, once he's back on the road, the house is getting cleaned, I'm going to assume, like, she's tidying up, finding something else to do to kill time. She's wasting away anyways. Now she leaves her dinner and she goes to find him to eat dinner with him because he's been home, but he did not tell her that he would be gone. And she doesn't know. And so she throws his dinner out. And there's the chorus again, and also a really awesome solo. That's so cool and awesome. And then the bridge, which is interesting to me. All of the cats have names, but none are near enough to sound the same. And I can sleep better when you're gone, she whispered lightly to the dawn. I thought maybe that was the reference to the naming of the cats by T.S. Eliot. I don't know if it's really super connected. Admittedly, that line is like still confusing to me. My mother was saying, because of course I asked my mom, that it might be more to do with them having cats. All of the cats have names and they can talk to the cats, but that's not going to fill the void of missing the person you love and wanting to have a relationship. You can't really use that as a replacement. So, all of the cats have their own little name. I don't know. I am still figuring out how to connect it to the T.S. Eliot poem. It's just a silly little poem to me, but who knows. There's irony in the last sentence or in the last line, stanza, whatever the hell. I can sleep better when you're gone, she whispered late to the dawn. No, she didn't, because why is she up early in the morning? Why is she up when the sun's coming up, huh? No one does that. No one who's healthy does that, unless you're really, really healthy and going to bed at sunset the night prior. I think she was up all night with him being gone, and I think she missed him, and I think she was having a crisis. So, yeah. Yeah. So, that's my own little breakdown analysis of it. Pretty straightforward, I think. There was another poem it reminded me of that I've studied in class, but it's not relevant in any way. It was just kind of a little tidbit. But when I find it, I'll let you know. Now, part of what is so fascinating, what interests me so much about the song, because it's more dad rock, and I like the song. It just may not be my favorite demo ever, but I truly do love Maybe in the Night. Partially because it doesn't really exist. There's this two-sourced merge video where there's a video of them, 2 different audio clips from 2 different shows, I think, of them playing Maybe in the Night. The only full, real recording was done by James LeBlanc, and I think that's about as legitimate as... It reminds me a lot of the I Know It's Just the Same music video that Andrew Lorch did. I'm pretty sure it was Andrew Lorch. Sorry if I got that wrong, that would be so embarrassing. Similar in canonicity, or whatever you want to call it, just because Rob commented verifying, like, oh, this is awesome, and that's the closest I think we'll ever get to hearing that song in its most formal form, because, again, all that exists are half-baked videos from shows. It's not on the Demos album. So then, is it a demo? I don't know if this counts. But the thing is, I think it's so underrated. Truly, it's very dad rock. It was so neglected, and I wish it had a real release, or like a more proper audio recording of it. Even if it's as jank as Who Loves the Sun or whatever. Shout out Who Loves the Sun. I wish. And I do think it's a demo in the way that, while it may have been scrapped from albums, I do think there's... I mean, sure, Heterophonic Tune of How Love Bites, that sad sort of writing style that Rob has adopted, or at least storytelling and writing. I think there's notes of it in Greener, with being at such a distance from someone and being disconnected from them and not really solving the problem ever, at least in a healthy way. So, yeah. I think it counts enough. I think it's something that evolves into other songs. I think it was still a fun song. And also, I love it. So, yeah, that's it. That concludes my presentation on what I think is a fantastic Maybe demo. There are so many actual demos that I adore that I could not go on a long tangent about, but we'll see. That's all. Thank you.
Alright, and then that was his presentation on
Shout out
Maybe...
to Julia
for
using the word fibbing.
Yep, so now we're joined. We've got Swordbird, we've got Peridot Person, and we've got Naif, if you guys all want to say hi.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Peridot, the music guy.
Hello, I am Swordbird. I do stuff and things. Not anything in particular so far, but I'm working on stuff.
Hi, I'm Naif. There's gonna be a YouTube video that I'm gonna make. It's gonna be pretty good. It's gonna feature someone pretty special, but you guys are gonna have to wait. Bye bye. I mean, not bye bye. I'm still here.
Bye, Naif.
Goodbye, Naif. That's it. Go away.
And what are some thoughts on Maybe in the Night?
I've never heard of that before in my life, and I was literally sitting there like, should I know what this is? And then they were like, it's hardly released, actually. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, that's why I don't know what it is. I was also reminded that Americans say tidbit and not titbit, which is a reminder I didn't know I'd have today.
I thought the lyrical analysis was really, really good. It's cool seeing someone so get in depth into the story, and it's really cool that the song has such an in-depth story.
Absolutely.
I think Julia is a very good presenter, honestly. For him to maintain like a really in-depth analysis while just being just like a silly, goofy guy, that's good energy.
Real.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Real.
Same.
He's very well spoken.
It was a really great presentation. I noticed, first of all, I didn't know the song mentioned cats. I didn't know. Now I like the song more. And one thing I noticed is he mentioned, I Know It's Just the Same, the song I presented. He mentioned that Andrew Lorch directed the music video. It wasn't him, it was Randall Maxwell, who is a friend of Andrew Lorch. Close enough, I guess.
Okay.
But, you know, Andrew Lorch directed Old Bike's music video.
Oh, nice, nice.
I think.
And there is the Andrew Lorch connection, the Andrew Lorch multiverse there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys say multi as well, don't you?
I like the song. I mean, I primarily listened to the James LeBlanc cover of it because that's the most polished version we have up there. But I like how Julia pointed out, like, some of the, like, clever wordplay of how, you know, like, one of the characters, she stays up until dawn. And she's like, oh, I'll be fine when you're gone. It's like, but with that detail, she's not fine.
What are you talking about? I do that all the time and I'm fine.
Shut up, ESP.
We know you're not.
You're not fine.
I'm going to ask Perry his favorite demo, and then I'll ask Naif and Swordbird if they have thoughts on demos too, but I know
Okay.
Perry has to leave.
Yes, I have an appointment very soon, so I'm going to give myself exactly 60 seconds to discuss the Sacred Beast demo, starting now. I really enjoy it because it extends and has like another verse and another chorus, and I think like it works really well because the one that's released is a lot shorter than I'd like because it's such a fun soundscape. It sounds so fun, but it's cut a little short. So I really appreciate the demo for that. And I know the reason they did that is probably so that the moment that a lady's lyric starts is the exact halfway point in the album, similar to the Mind Electric and Hawaii Part 2. But that doesn't need to be there, but I guess it makes sense with the theme of duality throughout good and evil. But I really like the other verses, it adds more depth to the song, and yeah, I really enjoy the demo. Boom. 24 seconds to spare.
Yippee!
Oh yeah.
I'll have to re-listen to the Sacred Beast demo. It's been a while since I've properly done it, but
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah. I love the sort of hearing the other side of the demos on Good and Evil.
Now I shall disappear. Goodbye.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye.
Hot take. They should have made the like hotter in the a lady song shorter if they wanted that effect. Like what the hell? I don't need to listen to that long of like over and over again. Can you guys just get to the point? I like a lady, good and evil, showed you were a gentleman. You wait for blossoms to grow into colors that flow, whatever the hell it was. Just get on to that. I don't care about your art. I don't care about you melodically falling down the stairs. I just want you to get to the point. Sorry. A lady is longer than me. I'm
They
sorry.
should to fix that, they should like speed run the song. They should go, I know a lady good and evil, show me that as a gentleman, and then that should be the end of the song. It should be the
They should wrap
shortest
it.
song in Tally Hall history.
Just we can sped up.
You know how they can't like speed up in like medication commercial. I know that's not a thing. That's only a thing in America. But in medication commercials, they legally can't speed up. So they have these people who can talk really, really fast at the end. They should do one of those people.
Literally,
Bora?
I could be one of those people.
Like Bora.
Placidia Maxisha.
Like Bora.
Thank you for
Well,
saying
it's actually,
that.
I'm pretty sure it was Andrew who did the Placida Maxisha, like, the ending to it. Wasn't it Andrew who goes, like, side effects include this and this and this? That's Andrew.
Yeah, a lady should have been like Placida Maxisha.
Yeah. Placida Maxisha includes, I know a lady. Lady includes, shows you are a gentleman.
Lady includes good and evil.
Whoa. Naif, do you have a favorite Tally Hall / Tally Hall related demo?
Does tomorrow and today count?
I think it would count. I'll say it counts.
Alright, cool. That. I love the lyrics a lot. I love the way that it was released. Just the whole, it was released on a random website. Oh, that's really funny.
Yes.
And it is also like, it was originally supposed to be in Good and Evil, but I don't know, it doesn't strike me like the kind of song that would fit in Good and Evil, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, I can see, like, tomorrow and today. But, yeah.
Yeah, but like the song's vibe itself just doesn't mesh well.
Right.
But then there's like, I think the lyricism in this one is especially good. He really just put his A game. I guess it is just Andrew, so he is very good at writing lyrics. I'll give him that. The final part of the song, it's kind of confusing because like Andrew whispers and uses a lot of reverb, and the song itself is very staticky, so it's hard to like tell what he's saying. which is very much a problem when you're trying to analyze the lyrics. For example, in the end, he goes, "We may not see him yet," but we're not sure. It's not obvious what he's saying. He could be saying, "We may not see an end," or "We may not see him yet," which could completely change the meaning of the song. Also, if we go with the way "We may not see him yet" lyric, it could connect to the other bonus Y.B.T.F song, "Grandpa's Hiding," and I know that "Grandpa's Hiding" wasn't really even a thing at the time, so it's very unlikely, unless Andrew just had that on the ready and was planning to put "Grandpa's Hiding" in Good and Evil.
Yeah, I remember a person who was active on TallyTube before there really was a TallyTube, like years ago. Jenny Yesick was the one who she documented a lot of the Sketches 3D bonus track information, and she had tried reaching out to Andrew, if I recall correctly, if he had the lyrics, and he's like, maybe I'll try looking, and then we sadly never heard back.
Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, I do love that demo, and I think it is very interesting lyrically, and then it's like there's the aspect of mystery where it's like you don't know exactly what Andrew is saying.
Andrew mentioned that he takes a lot of lyricism inspiration from Roald Dahl, right? Roald Dahl. I think that definitely shows in this one of all things. I think I have a big overarching theory on what Good and Evil is about, and this song fits kind of perfectly. I'm not gonna add it to my video about Sketches 3D, by the way. I'm just gonna put that out there. Those are my thoughts on Tomorrow and Today.
Yippee!
I've never heard this "Grandpa is Hiding" thing, but every single time I hear its freaking name, I get so scared. What is this threat? What is he from?
He's waiting.
It's just he's hiding. No, he's hiding in your organ. He's hiding in your organ.
He's hiding because he's dead.
In my organs? Oh.
In my pocket. Is this a British TV show reference?
Grandpa in my pocket.
What is going on with British TV shows?
Oh my god, you haven't even seen the. Oh.
No,
Okay.
they don't know Numberjacks. They don't know Numberjacks. They don't know any of this.
That's not what I meant,
Educate me.
Okay, so the double lyrics that they have, that reminds me of Taken for a Ride, because I remember I listened to it, and I always thought it was, please stop thinking this is happy, but apparently it's please stop thinking, comma, this is happy, which is interesting. Third of all, Roald Dahl was from Cardiff, which is in the UK, and the UK has as England in it, and Britain. Yeah, I win.
I think we get it. I'm not
Is
sure
that a
if
point
the audience
you
knows
actually
you're
wanted
British
to make?
You might be British, just a thought.
DryJokePro, have you heard of Tomorrow and Today?
I haven't listened to it in a while. I don't actually remember it, and I was trying to see if it was on Sketches 3D on Spotify, but it isn't, and I'm more confused.
Yeah, it is. It is not on Spotify. So
should I give you the? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there's a random Italian site, which was where Andrew ended up submitting the song under Edu,
Emma,
and that's where you can download it for free.
Oh, okay.
Emma, that's my
Like,
line.
I
I'm the one
wouldn't have that if I were you.
explains Sketches 3D.
That's my line.
How dare you, Emma? I'm gonna hold that against you. You can't steal my line.
Sorry.
That's my line.
I'm sorry.
You did that on
I love
purpose,
Tomorrow and
actually.
Today. Tomorrow and Today is my favorite Edu song, and I love Edu, so.
What about Daisy Fingers? It's a really good one.
Daisy Fingers is also great.
Daisy Fingers isn't very good. Hot take.
Lemons and Pears. I mean, I know that was a basic one, but that one's
Wiz?
my favorite.
Wiz.
What do you want now?
You can't say that. Those are fighting words.
Send. All right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Pull up. Come outside. Don't worry, I won't hurt you.
Saudi
I'm not gonna hurt
Arabia.
you.
How about
I
you
just
come
wanna
to
talk.
me?
I just want to
You
talk.
come
I
to
just want to
me.
talk.
You
I
can
just want to
fight
talk.
me in the UK where I reside.
We're very good at staying on topic.
Yes.
So was going to be honest with demos. I have not heard that many, and I was also going to say Tomorrow and Today. I'm a big fan of that one. I agree the lyrics are kind of hard to understand at times. Which, I mean, hard to understand in terms of vocal quality. It's I do enjoy a good song analysis, but I have not dived too deeply into that one. Maybe I've been diving into something else, which has been taking up quite a lot of my time. But but I have in terms of other demos I've heard, I was listening the other day to the original Welcome to Tally Hall that sounded like it was recorded on a tin can. But it was nice. I did prefer actually Andrew's little piano part in that version. That was the version without Ross, I believe.
The 2005 version or the one that sounds like Villager News?
I do not know the difference. It
It's the one
sounded
you
like it was
know.
recorded. It sounded like it was recorded through like 5 layers of felt.
Maybe
What's the name? The Tally Hall boys I maintain. Yellow Rob, the suave fellow. I don't remember. That one.
I
That
did
one.
like Andrew's little piano part in that one. I did think that was probably better than the original version, but at least that part of it.
I wrote the genius annotation for that song.
In terms of other demos I've heard, I haven't really heard that many. I need to listen to more. I do remember, like, probably the only other demo I've heard is listening to, like, just from the Tally Hall Internet Show, that little snippet of Variations on Cloud. But, yeah.
The snippet is all we have. The snippet is all we have.
I wish we had more.
Better song. That's a better song. That's a better music video
Making
than we got.
a human? Or is it making a baby? Is it making a human or making a baby?
I don't know. I only paid attention to the visuals.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Swordbird. Maybe it was on Party Booby Trap. Either way, really early version of the Tally Hall demo. I know what you're talking about. On admittedly incomplete demos, there's a demo of Welcome to Tally Hall, which is ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Oh, that one.
And it sounds like Villager News from Element Animation on YouTube, because of the just how they're doing it. And then it's we're off to Tally Hall.
If I were to listen to any of these, I could maybe like.
Come again.
I'm sure Ruby has archived all of the CDs that she has, so I could probably find a digital version of that.
Oh yeah, you can find the different stuff on YouTube for sure, and hiddeninthesand.com.
I must away, so
farewell.
Fare thee well.
Have a good one.
Farewell.
See ya.
For the pre-Ross rehearsal, I did the genius annotations for that one. So
With annotation lore.
yeah, I actually have annotated a few things, and this one person said that one of my annotations was too long and sounded like ChatGPT. Well, guess what? I didn't write it with ChatGPT. I wrote it with my own fingers, and I made an entire 8-minute video on the topic. So yeah, I can write for a long time. Deal with it, random person on Genius.
I think writing for a long time and talking for a long time go hand in hand.
Yeah, that's what I do.
When me and Swordbird went to a Willwood concert, we had VIP tickets, so we got to be part of a Q&A. Long story short, it was the most bizarre Q&A ever because Willwood and his entire crew got delayed in LA traffic, and so they were doing the Q&A while getting all of the sound equipment set up. But one of the questions was if he had ever seen like genius annotations on his lyrics and had thoughts if it was correct, and he was like no. And then apparently there are multiple people in that room who have added genius annotations to Willwood songs.
It's like that meme with
meow.
That's offensive. I have freaking I get like Vietnam flashbacks when I hear that song now, but I also love Welcome to Tally Hall with all my heart. Like it makes me a sense. So any version of it is perfect. Okay, any version of it is perfect.
Wiz just messaged me meow as well. I now have
Never
screenshots of like 4 people just DMing me meow.
Meow 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 meow. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, that's all I want to say.
You should do the movie Sonic. Meow.
But yes, but thank you all for joining in for the little last minute additional recording on here too.
So much.
Naif mentioned Sketches 3D video coming soon. Are there some other things from the rest of you that we could be looking for, Tally Hall related or not?
Oh, I think you know that, Emma. I think you know very, very well that I have things on the way.
I'll probably cover Stranded Lullaby at some point.
Your mum's a Stranded Lullaby.
That would be cool.
A cover analysis. Your mum I don't know. I make everything and then I cry for 10 years. That's what you can look forward to. You can look forward to me crying. That will be one thing that will be constant throughout all of it. It'll be me being depression.
Making content and then crying for 10 years sounds like some kind of eldritch deity. He returns
That's
to the earth and cries for 10,000 years.
Not
That's
me.
what
I
I
cry for
do.
10,000 years.
DryJokePro's covers go hard.
Heck yeah.
Oh,
Heck
thank
yeah.
you. Maybe some covers eventually. Tally Hall covers, yes. I was thinking of covering I Know It's Just the Same, probably. It will be the next one.
Yes.
The one you did in
Yes.
this video.
Fire.
Yeah.
Yippee!
Like, trying to release at the same time, maybe.
That would be cool. Do it.
Like a companion video.
Your mum's a companion video.
Wait. Before when the podcast ends.
Come on.
What's where is it?
Why is my clapping getting picked up?
Dead.
Come on, clapping, pick up, clapping. Please pick up. Can I go clapping, pick up? Can you guys hear my clapping? For God's sake.
I can do it in an octave. That's
Thank you.
that'll be cooler. You're welcome. I'm just great like that.
Hey, it's Amazing Purple Girl again. You can find me on Twitter and YouTube under Amazing Purple Girl. On my YouTube, I still make videos on Tally Hall and Lemon Demon, and also I do Let's Plays, especially Power Wash Simulator, which is every Saturday. Check out Jim's Junk Sale and Peridot Person on YouTube. Melody also has a single out called Foul Play under Melody McGinley on Spotify, as well as her YouTube. Thank you to MT64 and Swordbird as well.
Thank you for listening to Tally Talks. Huge thank you to Opal the Thing for supporting the show on Patreon. Check out the links in the description. If you give to help with Gaza aid, or if you join the Patreon, you will get a shout out in an upcoming episode. You could join the Patreon for free, or if you're able to support the show, you will get exclusive content, shout outs in every episode you support, and access to the Tally Talks Patreon chats. Thank you to Wiz, Amazing Purple Girl, ESP, Juckmifgagug, Typical Start, DryJokePro, and RepBit for joining in the Patreon. I also want to give a huge thank you to ESP, Extremely Sloppy Productions, for composing the soundtrack for this episode. You can check out his YouTube channel, Extremely Sloppy Productions, and the link in the description to listen to the soundtrack yourself. Be sure to leave a really cool comment on his YouTube video. He did a lot of hard work and it's very appreciated. Yippee! Overall, welcome back to Tally Talks each weekend, and I can't wait to see you in next week's episode. Thank you so much for listening, and have a good day. By Tally Hall.